That's all my costume consisted of.
Oh my
Brown
God.
news.
All right. We here today, fellas. We're gonna get right into it. You know how we usually started off. Johnny B, what's up with One Piece, man? How you feeling that shit right now? Is it giving you what it's supposed to give?
What it's supposed to give, it's given what it gave. Yeah. I'm enjoying as usual. I've made it up to episode 95. I don't think that's very far along from where we left off in the last podcast episode. 92. Or like 90, right?
Yeah, something like
or was it 92? Either way, I didn't get the chance to watch too much, but basically I'm at the point in the story where Luffy and the crew are at Alabasta already. And we've encountered Captain Smoker, and we were introduced to Ace. So I got a little bit of some of that alluding to a backstory, right? We saw him display his devil fruit powers. So it's another devil fruit that they've added to the list of the double named fruit. And I think it's interesting. I like that idea of Ace fighting Smoker, because that concept of smoke versus fire and how they kind of did that little teaser fight was really dope. So I'm hoping that's the big fight later, but I don't know if it is going to be. Like, I personally don't know how the hell Luffy would fight Captain Smoker to begin with. So I'm not sure. Yeah,
no one tell him what's gonna happen.
Yeah, nobody tell me.
You don't want to root for him.
But
evil
laugh. That's where I'm at. I just don't know how.
Did you just say evil laugh?
Evil laugh. Evil laugh.
Nice. So that's really that. I will say my one comment so far as for the few episodes that I've watched is that, like, I'm slowly realizing that Nami is definitely like top tier anime boob. That's like fucking Macky knows how I feel about anime characters in that category. And her in the alabaster belly dancer outfit is definitely a nice sight.
I'm sorry. Hold on.
We have
this
a guest.
Nigga just popped in out of nowhere. We didn't even.
we have
what
a guest.
What the fuck is going on? Oh man,
what's going on?
It's fucking Brandon Ice Box, where my heart used to be. Winters.
What's going on?
Oh man.
Yo.
You know. Hold on. No, before you even say anything, because first of all, I don't allow people to come on this podcast just popping in like that. You're supposed to come in the beginning so I can get you in the intro. That's rude.
Okay, talk to me.
No, I've already done the intro. It's done.
Yo.
Jesus. But hey, it's my little brother. This is my little brother. Everybody, say hello to Brandon Winters. All right, so sorry about that. He has also watched One Piece, so he knows everything that's going on too, John. Chi-Chi, Brandon, do not say anything to John.
Yeah, no spoilers. Basically, I'm watching One Piece for the first time. So I'm running through it, and every episode that we do the podcast, I update everybody on just kind of what I've seen and what my thoughts are about how the story is moving along. I like to talk about, I guess, like the way the story's written and things of that nature. Okay. And that's what we're talking about right now.
Okay, yeah.
So I was telling everybody at this point in the story, I just got to Alabasta.
Oh.
And the previous episode that I watched was the episode that they introduced Ace. So I saw that little teaser fight between Ace and Smoker, and everybody's trying to get the fuck out of there. So that's where I'm at in the anime. That's the exact spot that I watched.
Yeah,
most recently. Yeah, so I've been hearing, like this is a good arc, and this is the main arc that I see everything is building up to. So I used the word mini arc last time in another podcast, and Juice didn't really like it too much because he was like, there is no such thing as a mini arc because they're all their own individual arcs.
There are many. I want to take that back. There are mini arcs in One Piece.
Okay.
But they still do mean to the story. That's what I mean by not
Absolutely.
arc.
But I just mean like smaller in scale. Like
Yeah.
you know, like when that whole arc when they got Chopper to join the crew was not the main arc that we were dealing with originally. It was like a side mission.
Okay,
to
so
a
I want to
main
tell you
mission in a
something
video
about
game
Alabaster
almost.
right now that I just heard of.
Okay.
I don't know if anybody knows this, but after Alabaster, the manga was supposed to end. I don't know if people know that.
What? That seems too short.
It was supposed to end after Alabaster. Like it was supposed to be done.
That was it.
Really?
Yeah.
It's so
Whoa.
weird watching everything and knowing everything.
Now watching it again, I could kind of see it because
You can see it.
Because what John's saying right now, that shit is building up as if this is the end.
Yes.
Like there's a lot of shit that's gonna
this is the main
concluded for like the basic part of the story. You know, obviously now we know that
there's more
end, and it shouldn't have ended because of what we know now. But that's only because these things were just applied in the beginning. You know?
Now, who said that was where the story was going to end? Was that something that Oda said in an interview or anything like that? Like, what? Where did you get that?
I don't want to quote him, but this is what I have heard, like I've seen on the internet.
Okay, so then maybe
I did not see if it was quoted straight from Oda, but this is what I heard.
Yeah, I would only put stock into anything that they heard the original writers say. Okay, you know, like we had plans to do this, but I decided to do that, or you know, we got greenlit to keep going. You know, like the numbers were good or sales were up, so we decided to whatever. You know what I'm saying? Like usually they ask them about their successes or about you know, like their way of writing and storytelling, and you get a lot of cool detail in those interviews. I know that Toriyama's done a bunch, and Toriyama don't talk to anyone. He's a motherfucking hermit crab. He don't talk to anybody. So if Toriyama has a bunch of information and interviews out there, then Oda has to have spoken to somebody reputable over the past 20 some odd fucking years he's been writing this goddamn story.
For sure.
So I you're probably right, because I barely know anything, but I would look it up.
Just rewatching it, because I just recently rewatched it, like maybe like 2 months ago.
Yeah,
I could see how someone that hasn't watched the whole thing could say something like that, because it just sounds like everything is concluding at this point.
That's what they're building up. Like
just a lot of things are concluding at this particular arc.
Yeah, like I've already watched 3 arcs, and the beginning of the story was get to Alabaster. And now they're there.
That's not bad.
And 3 arcs have passed.
I'll say this, yeah. Once Vivi came into the picture, she came in very early on.
Yes, that's what I'm saying. That's why I'm like, okay, this is one big arc, the journey to Alabaster, right? That's one big arc. And then you have these mini, you know, instances, like when they get to the next island, that ends up becoming its own story. And then they keep going to the next island. Like the one before this one was Drum Island, where they met Chopper. And that story happens. And you get that story has its own beginning, middle, and end, and its own little big bad to deal with. But there's still the bigger bads to deal with. You know what I'm saying? Like we knew Smoker was still looking for Luffy. You know, we knew that they still had issues with whoever was starting the revolution in Alabaster, because they knew that there was somebody that they had to confront. Now we know who he is. Now they identify him as Crocodile, and now we're getting, you know, the sneak peeks of what he looks like as a fighter, and how people respond to him, and how the country reacts to him, and things like that. So they're building up these bigger than life type of characters. But before we get there, we stop at these little mini arcs, where it is its own story. It has a beginning, middle, and end, but it's a part of a bigger story. And what's up?
See, with something like with like shows like One Piece, and like I guess shows with like very drawn out stories, I agree with you. Those little things are like arcs when they were at Drum Island and all that stuff, and like the Whiskey Peak and different stuff like that. I think of Alabasta more of just a bunch of arcs put together. It's like a whole saga in my. It's just a bunch of different little arcs put together, and the whole story is just Alabasta. So I agree with you 100%.
Yeah, that was how it was easy for me to like basically break it down.
Mm-hmm.
So when I break down One Piece, I refer it mostly to its counterpart, in Dragon Ball, because a lot of people compare Goku to Luffy and just the longevity of Dragon Ball and One Piece as IPs. And just like how iconic they are to anime culture and stuff like that. So I like to have drawbacks, and I'm strongest in Dragon Ball lore and information. And Toriyama never wrote anything like this. And the way that Toriyama writes stories is very different. And I identified these little arcs to basically point out how the overall storytelling is the sum of its parts. And it's such a different narrative. I have to almost say it every time I talk about it, because I've just, like Juice had told me, it's unlike any story you'll ever really kind of dive into. And I'm starting to believe that more and more as the story goes on, because it's just, I've never been exposed to writing like this. Yeah, I know. He's always got to wear the fucking straw hat. But so that's that. That's my little One Piece soapbox.
Bad. I'm glad you're enjoying it, my boy.
Thank you guys for the recommendation.
Hopefully,
it's definitely
we can get one other person on here. So
don't force it on Dean.
I'm not trying to force it, but it's about fucking time.
Dean looked up. He's like, "Oh, they said my name."
All right. So we have something special for y'all. We wanted to get